Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about the muscular system, general anatomy. And muscular system is derived from the mesodermal in origin, and it accompanies 40% of the weight of the body. And all muscles develop from the mesoderm except some muscles like erector pudendum, muscles of the iris and myoepithelial cells of the glands which develop from the ectoderm. Now muscles are of three types as you know: skeletal, cardiac, smooth, and contractile cells are of two types: myopithelial cells and myofibroblast. Myofibroblast means these involved in the wound healing, and myoepithelial cells means these are present between the basement membrane and the inner side the luminal epithelial cells. You can refer this diagram. And the four basic properties of the muscles are irritability, contractibility, extensibility, and elasticity. And general functions of the skeletal muscle, these are motion, heat production, and posture and body support. Now, as you know, muscle is made up of many bundle of muscle fibers called fascicles, and each fascicle comprises many muscle fibers, and each muscle fiber contains Z line, M line, and I band, H zone, A band, like that. These are the basics of muscle fiber. Now, fiber means cell. Fiber means cell. Muscle fiber means muscle cell, like that meaning. And in the cross section of the muscle fiber, you will find the nuclei at periphery, and in center there will be many myofilaments present in the sarcoplasm. Okay. And epimysium means it is a connective tissue covering the entire muscle, and perimysium means it is connective tissue covering the bundle of muscle fibers, and endomysium means it is the connective tissue that's covering the muscle fiber. Right. Now, myofilaments are contractile proteinaceous filaments, and common site for the intramuscular injection is, if it is at shoulder region, then deltoid muscle; if it is at gluteal region, then gluteus medius muscle; and if it is of thigh region, then vastus lateralis or rectus femoris muscle. And then fascicular architecture, I will talk about this in the next video. Okay. Now, muscle spindle. Muscle spindle is made up of both extrafusal muscle fibers and intrafusal muscle fibers. Extrafusal muscle fibers means these form the bulk of the muscle and major force generating structures, right? And the intrafusal muscle fibers means these form the remaining part of the muscle and have less force generating function, right? And one more thing is annulospiral endings and flower spray endings. Flower spray endings are present at the ending at the tendons of the muscle, like this, and musculospiral endings are present at the belly of the muscle. Next, according to the nerve supply, smooth muscles are two types, like single unit and multi-unit type. Single unit type means one neuron supplies to one myocyte or muscle fiber. In the same way, multi-unit type means many nerve fibers, each muscle cell receives separate nerve fibers. Means there will be high reaching nerve supply. Okay, nerve supply of the cardiac muscle. As you all know, sympathetic nerve increases heart rate and BP, and parasympathetic nerve decreases heart rate and BP. That's it. And range of the movement is directly proportional to the muscle fiber length. In the same way, power of movement is directly proportional to the number of muscle fibers. Next, actions of the muscles. During the contraction, the length of the muscle may decrease. This is called isotonic contraction, or may remain unchanged. This is called isometric contraction, or may increase according to the functional demand. Generally not increase, but in case there are some cases where it will increase. And muscle groups according to their function. These are prime movers. Prime movers means which bring the desired movement. Antagonistics. Antagonistics means which cooperate the desired movements rather than opposing. And fixators. Fixators stabilize the proximal joint so that the movement is performed without any obstruction. And synergistic means this will prevent the undesired movement at the proximal joints. And next, origin. Origin means on the immobile bone, and insertion means it is on the muscle terminating on the mobile bone. That's it. And then this muscle action is then a reverse of muscle action. If a muscle action is flexion and doing extension, the entire action is reverse. This is called reverse of muscle action, right? You can refer in your textbook; it is given very clearly. You can understand this. And then muscle fibers, or this is not. And then tendon is a cord-like structure connecting the muscle to the bone. It transfers force generated by the muscle to the bone via joint. If it is a flattened sheath, it is called aponeurosis. And blood supply of the tendon is from vessels of the bone muscle and periosteal vessels of the bone. So both will supply, but in a very less quantity. So poor vasculature. So if a tendon gets ruptured, then it leads to ineffectiveness of the muscle, but muscle can't work properly. And its recovery is also very slow because of poor vasculature, and most commonly rupturing of tendon occurs at Achilles tendon, which is the tendon of biceps brachii. Next, lubricating mechanisms. Lubricating mechanisms are of two types: synovial burst and synovial sheath. Synovial burst means it is a bag-like structure filled with some slip-like fluid. In the same way, synovial sheath means between two fibrous bands there will be a membrane called synovial sheath, which will reduce the friction to bring smooth movements. Okay. Now, this vascular pedicel concept is something like which I am not understanding. And nerve supply to the muscle. It is by neurovascular hyla. Neurovascular hyla means blood vessels plus neuron plus nerves, altogether called as neurovascular hyla. The point where they enter is called neurovascular hyla. Motor nerve. Motor nerve means it is a mixed nerve. Generally, motor nerve. What do motor nerve do? It will transfer impulses from brain to the sense organs, right? Now, it is a mixed nerve, means 60% motor fibers and 40% sensory fibers. 60% motor fibers means among this large myelinated will be there and small myelinated will also be there. Large myelinated will supply to the extrafusal muscles fibers, and small myelinated supplies to the intrafusal muscle fibers. Sensory fibers also myelinated or non-myelinated. Myelinated helps in proprioceptive sensation, and non-myelinated helps in exteroreceptive sensation. Exteroreceptive sensation means touch, tap, eye, pain, like that. And proprioceptive sensation means it is of position, right? Now, motor point. Motor point means the place where the nerve enters to a muscle is called motor point, and it corresponds to a neurovascular hyla, as we discussed here, right? Now, muscles that have precise and accurate action will have smaller motor units. Means one neuron supplies to the 10 muscle fibers. That's it. Very small motor units. In the same way, muscles that have gross body movements have large motor units. So that means one neuron supplies to 500 muscle fibers. It is very loose connection, like that. Neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction means it is the junction between the neuron and the muscle, like that. Now, synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft is nothing but neuromuscular cleft. It is the junction between the neuron and the muscle fiber. And motor end plate means if these are the telodendrites, you can see these are the telodendrites, then the end plate is called motor end plate, right? And soaplet. Soaplet means below the sarcolemma or plasma membrane of the muscle fiber, there are sarcosomes and mitochondria of the muscle fiber. This is called soaplet, and dash prevents the damage of the tendon during the muscle contraction from excessive stress. Putting on it. Answer for this is Golgi tendon organs or neurotendinous spindles, I can say. In the same way, regenerative capacity order is for smooth muscle, the regenerative capacity will be more, and for skeletal muscle, it will be less, and cardiac muscle, it will be still less. Okay.